The video you're about to watch is about improvisation and applied theory. And to go with this video, I prepared for you an online training on improvisation. This is different. It's not the typical improvisation course. You're going to love it. The link is below. It's free. Sign up and then watch this video. Let's get started. Before we get started with this video, go ahead. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. Today's video, we're going to talk about development. We're going to limit our range on the instrument in order to extract the musical juice that is hidden in certain zones of the fretboard. Grab a guitar. We're going to get started right after this. Hello, my name is David. Welcome to the Wallaman Guitar Artistry, which is all about helping guitar players around the world develop their musical personality. The backing track we're going to use today is in G Mixolydian. You can download this backing track and the charts for free. Just visit the link below. That'll take you to a sign up page if you're not yet signed up. And that'll give you access to all of those for free, not only for this video, but most of the other videos on the channel. What are we talking about today? We are talking about extracting musicality out of small zones of the fretboard, really small, narrow zones. And oftentimes there's a lot that we're missing out on because we tend to see scales as 6-note zones of the fretboard. So for instance, if we're in G Mixolydian, some players might see it as a 3-note per string pattern, which is totally fine, nothing wrong with that. But that covers the 6 strings, right? Typically we see that as 6 strings. Or if you're a caged player, well, same thing. We kind of see this as 6 strings. We're not going to do that. We're going to limit ourselves to 3 strings. So that is going to allow us to see those patterns as different things and spend more time on them. So for this, we're going to use really any pattern. The more you use, the better. But we're going to use this zone of the fretboard right here on between frets 10 and 12. And we're going to use strings 2, 3, 4. We're going to start with that. And we can start with anything we want, but that's where we're going to start. And we have, for example, this kind of pattern. On the 4th string, we have frets 10, 12, the 3rd 10, 12, and on the 2nd 10, 12. So for those of you asking, why did I choose that zone of the fretboard? Well, again, you can use any zone, and I recommend that you do that when you're working on this. But because of the backing track here, that backing track, drums, bass, a little bit of guitar. And if I were to map out where these instruments are happening, well, the drums are, we have the low kick, that's kind of low, right? Low zone. But we have quite a bit of hi-hats, which is kind of over there on the guitar. If the guitar played hi-hats, it would be something in that zone of the fretboard. We have some rhythm, kind of in that zone right here. The bass is going to be the lower end. And that is why we selected this zone, because this zone right here between frets 10 and 12, that slice of the fretboard is not really covered by what you're hearing in the track. If you want to learn more on that, well, you should check out the video. I'm going to add a card somewhere here where you can find that video. For now, sit back and watch this. That's why we're using that zone, because it's going to make our guitar really stand out. So what do we do with this and with all the other things that we're finding? We've got just this tiny little piece of a scale. If I play that over the track, yeah, it's going to work. But if we were not to isolate this, we'd see this as just part of the bigger thing, and we'd just skip out and just kind of play it as right? We do something else. We just use that as a passing thing. Now we're going to spend more time on this. I'm going to play every note and listen to that note, how that note reacts to the track. Each of these notes could be a stopping point, right? If I stopped on that one, 4th string, 10th fret, it's got a certain feel. Maybe maybe kind of suspended, maybe not finished. So if I do a sentence, kind of opens up or leaves things, you know, wanting a resolution, maybe this. Different feeling depending on these notes. Now we're going to take that into consideration. Think about these notes. Focus on one of these notes. Maybe we'll pick this one, second string, 12th fret. That has a different, a particular sound. And we're going to create sentences only using these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next notes and ending on that. Cool. Or maybe. And consider that to be the stopping point. Right? Okay, it's a particular flavor that you might not be used to because we typically don't spend time in such narrow zones of the fretboard. That's only the beginning, right? Realizing that every note has potential to tell something, to seed out an emotion to the listener. That's the first step. Then we get into creating very short musical ideas using those. So in this case, if you visualize that pattern that we have 2 notes per string. So we have left and right, left, right, left, right. We're going to use that to our advantage, that visualization thing. And that's from the player's perspective, right? When you're looking at that, left note, 10th fret, right note, 12. Left, right. Why not alternate both? We'll start on the 4th string. We'll do left, 3rd string right, 2nd string left. Okay, so think geometrical shape type thing. So we'll have something like this, left, right, left. Well, that's kind of cool. I wouldn't have thought about doing that if I didn't visualize that shape. And maybe, what about descending? Maybe descending we could do right, left, right. That's even cooler. Okay, let's try that over the musical bed. Nice. Okay, vary rhythms. Repeat some notes. And then gradually you're adding new things like that bend that I did. Well, that could be another avenue for your exploration. Bend each of the right side notes, so that's 10, 10, or sorry, 12, 12, 12. Bend it so that it reaches the note that fits the scale. Your ear will guide you. Well, on the 2nd string, that'll be a half step bend. But at a full step, that sounds kind of out. Although, you could use that. But I like the half step. So on the 2nd string, you'd bend a half step. Now you have 3 notes, 10, 12, and that bend. Really, we're playing the 13th fret pitch right there. On the 3rd string, do we do a half step? No. A full step. What about the 4th string? That'll be a full step. Because we're bending these notes correspond to frets too. So we extended the range of the mini shape that we have here. So now we have 10, 12, 14, that is the bend, from 12 to 14 for the full step. So 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14 again, 10, 12, 13. So we could see this as a second shape. Instead of having 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, now we could have 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 13. That's another shape to explore. Oops, sorry. Kind of blending both. That is kind of cool. If you find something you like, that's where you spend more time on it and learn it so that you can use it later. The point is, don't only see scales as shapes and patterns that you've used over and over and over. Extract from these shapes, mini shapes, and spend more time on them, and you can extract some new ideas that really can be the starting point of something quite cool and really unique and very interesting. It adds something fresh to your playing. Spending more time on this will really do wonders to your playing, and I suggest that you try this over the backing track and many other backing tracks that you can get. So this track right here that I was playing with, again, is available for free. The link is below. Check it out. Sign up once. It's completely free. And well, that's what I had for you today. Spending 10-15 minutes every day, if you don't know what to practice on this, is a great way to develop your technique, your phrasing, your musicality, and all of those things. Thanks so much for watching this video. If this is your first visit, you should consider subscribing, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a new video like this one comes out, aiming to help guitar players around the world develop their musical personality. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.